Hawaii rookie Jason Elam kicks it off for Denver. And he drills it deep. Nate Lewis, 2 yards into his own end zone, will take the kneel down and the touchback at the 20-yard line. Stan Humphries, injured in the preseason, struggled through the first half of the year, and then last Monday night against the Colts, played the way he did a year ago as the Chargers went all the way to the championship playoffs. Eric Johnson, and he'll be watched closely, starts for the first time at left tackle. Zandowski, Hall, Milenchik, and Brock, a rebuilt offensive line in front of Humphries. Marion Butts, the big power runner. Anthony Miller has 55 catches. Sean Jefferson will be joined by Nate Lewis when they go 3 wide. Derek Walker and Dwayne Young are the tight ends. Ronnie Harmon, who usually comes in second and third downs, is flanked out to the right side on this first down from the 20-yard line. Harmon's had some of his best games against Denver. It's Butts. He threw a big hole, and he rumbles for a dozen. Tyrone Braxton made the tackle, and here is the Denver defense in white. Dronette, Cragen, Williams, a rookie from Toledo, up front with Kroll, Mecklenburg, and Carl having another great season. Wyman and Fletcher, the linebackers. The back four of Braxton and Dimry at the corner. Steve Atwater moves over to strong safety today, and rookie Rondell Jones from North Carolina, the free safety. Lilo Lang is the 5th DB. First down from the 32. Butts breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage and fights for 5 when it appeared there was very little. Kroll makes the stop.
Dick, if there's one kind of offense that Denver's going to have trouble with, it's this kind of offense. The power running game of the San Diego Chargers when it works. Last week, the Chargers rushed for 247 yards against the Colts. The Denver defense is not big enough, nor is it strong enough to withstand a real pumping down the field, just smash mouth offense.
They say knee down at the 36, so 2nd and 6. Ronnie Harmon to the 40-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 2. Mecklenburg and others in on the stop. Simon Fletcher, 73 there. Carl Mecklenburg at 33 years of age, not slowing down, but he said, as slow as I am, you can.
Yeah, that's right. You can't get slower from slow. If anything, his responsibility in this defense under Charlie Waters has increased. Plays defensive tackle. He rushes the passer. He drops in coverage. He's a big part of the run stoppage. And he doesn't look any different than he did 10 years ago.
Going for his 6th Pro Bowl. 3rd and 2. Harmon runs into his own blocker. Check that. Eric Bieniemy in on the 3rd down. Runs right into his own man. And Dave Wyman there to clean it up for Denver.
And Dick, I think you see what the Denver Broncos defense likes to do. At the last possible second, you see the defense shifting all over the place. They never want a square shot allowed by an offensive lineman on any of their defensive linemen or linebackers. That time the slant worked perfectly, and they dropped Bieniemy for a loss.
And Eric Johnson, unfamiliar at that left tackle position. 74 was the man who ran into the ball carrier. John Kidd sends a huge kick downfield. The spiral lands at the 6 and takes a San Diego bounce at the 2. Alfred Papunu recovers for San Diego, downing it at the 2. A 61-yard punt by John Kidd. So John Elway, who leads the league in yardage passing, has new faces in front of him this year and how well they protected. Zimmerman, Habib, and Maggs being 3 of the new Broncos. Bernstein, the ex-Charger, leads in rushing. Delpino's the man to watch in short yardage goal line. Marshall and Russell. Vance Johnson out for the year, fractured ankle. Shannon Sharp leads in catches. Glenn Mulburn, the rookie from Stanford, and Tony Kimbrough come in 3 wide. Elway hands to Bernstein, and the big guy from Texas A&M is across the 5-yard line. Bernstein averaging 3.4 yards a carry. Blaze Winter made the stop, and here are the Chargers on D. Mims replaces Bert Grossman out for the year. Lee and Winter inside. Leslie O'Neal leads in sacks again with 9. Hendrickson for the injured Gerald Williams with Plummer and Seau. Frank Gordon, the rookie from Stanford. Carrington and Richard. And Marquez Pope is the 5th defensive back. Outside to Bernstein, and a first down. Run out of bounds by James Fuller. And that is the element that the Denver offense enjoys this year, and Elway says he's never had before. So many good receivers out of the backfield. And we welcome those of you who have seen a major upset today. Indianapolis defeating the Jets in a battle of field goals, 9-6. The final coming with 1 second left by Biasucci to beat the Jets. A huge disappointment for the New York Jets. No score here. First possession for Denver. And on first down, out of the backfield, incomplete to Del Pino is Elway's throw.
And Dick, there's the major change in this so-called West Coast offense under Jim Fassel. In years past, John Elway would wait for a receiver to get open. He looks, he's not open, he throws out in the flat, although that's poorly thrown by John Elway. A very difficult pass to complete on a regular basis there. Jim Fassel, the offensive coordinator. The difference is they repeat a lot of plays from different formations.
In contrast to the Dan Reeves offense, and Bob, I know you'll go into more depth in that regard. The toss is to Del Pino, and a good cutback by the former Ram. He's out to the 19-yard line, where it'll be a third down and long 4. Gary Plummer made the stop.
The comparison between the Fassel offense and the Dan Reeves offense, and it's no criticism of Dan Reeves, but if they ran 80 plays offensively, they'd run 78 different ones and 2 quarterback sneaks and hope that John Elway would make something happen. Fassel spreads it around, and you can see the numbers, how much John Elway likes this offense.
You might use 20 plays 4 times in this offense rather than 80 different plays a year ago. Elway, as always, extricates and hits Bernstein. And that big fullback running back to the 40-yard line before Stanley Richard can make the tackle, and Elway on third down, ad-libbing a terrific 21-yard play.
And Dick, you can't coach this. He just has the sight, the feel for pressure around him. He's looking downfield, but he can sense when guys are about to get him, and he always looks downfield to make that completion. A lot of quarterbacks, when they start that scramble, they scramble to run. John has always looked to throw the ball. Great sense of all those people around him.
Leslie O'Neal getting him as he delivered the ball. A fake draw, and then Elway to Bernstein, and they're using the former Charger heavily on this first possession, and he has close to another first down at midfield before Darian Gordon can make the hit.
They may not recognize him. There's Bobby Beathard. He's the guy who didn't match the offer. And, of course, Bernstein, the thing I didn't like about him here, 2 things in San Diego. 1, he never seemed to be able to stay healthy. And 2, he wore 82. Running backs are not 82. He looks much more comfortable wearing the number most recently worn, I believe, by Tony Dorsett when he was in Denver.
Wore 82 because he was drafted as a tight end out of A&M. Second and inches and a down with which to play for Elway, and he hits Arthur Marshall. And this is a very impressive drive engineered from the 2-yard line by John Elway. 19 more to the 32 of the Chargers.
And that catch by Marshall, who is replacing Vance Johnson, key to the success of the Denver Broncos. When Johnson broke his ankle, Marshall is always complaining, hey, I'm open, you want to do this, you want to do that. He finally gets out there, makes that first big catch. Now as a starter, he's important for the stretch run here.
Former Georgia Dog Marshall now with 11 catches this year. Johnson out for the year, had 36 until injured in Seattle a week ago. And Del Pino trapped in the backfield and dropped for a loss by Junior Seau and Steve Hendrickson. So that's the first time that Elway has seen negative yardage on this long drive.
Yeah, but you know what? You got to run every once in a while just to slow down the defense. Here's Seau right here playing inside linebacker again. And when you run at Junior Seau, you certainly have to block it. If you don't, he will make the tackle.
Sean Lee did a good job of penetrating. Helped spoil that effort.
That play was blown up.
2nd and 12. Elway out of the shotgun is 4 for 5 on this drive.
Blitz.
Off the fingertips of number 80, Tony Kimbrough. Kimbrough, who has only 1 catch all year, seeing duty because of the Vance Johnson injury.
Well, watch Junior right here. And Elway and the Broncos have had such great success. They come with a double linebacker blitz, and that time Glenn Milburn, 22, picks up the blitzer. Last week in Seattle, he didn't pick up a blitzer. John Elway stepped underneath the blitzer and throws for a touchdown. Milburn was very upset at himself for missing that block. Told us last night.
3rd and 12, and he's not thrown to Shannon Sharp yet, Elway. Their leading receiver with 55 catches. Over the middle, Derek Russell, and a first down at the 16. And with that throw, Elway goes over the 3,000-yard mark this year. That's the 8th time he's done it. Only Dan Marino in NFL history more with 9.
And it starts up front. Look at the time, the protection, the pocket is beautiful. Elway can look back there. He can look between those guys, find young, quick receivers who are open, and it's a nice completion for a first down.
And welcome to San Diego. Dick Enberg with Bob Trumpy. Those of you who have seen the Steelers hang on against New England 17-14. No scoring the entire second half. Elway underneath, incomplete to Shannon Sharp. The first throw to the tight end wide receiver Sharp, the younger brother of Sterling, the outstanding receiver with the Green Bay Packers. And the two of them having banner seasons, as you can see, updated with today's action. Green Bay, 86 for Sterling, 55 for Shannon. All bets canceled.
Yes, a negotiated settlement by younger brother Shannon. Wrote him a check. It was for $20,000, but the bet was getting so much attention that Shannon paid off.
Sterling had 10 catches and a touchdown today. Delay to Bernstein inside the 15 and using that leverage, 6'3" and 238 to get down to about the 12. Junior Seau and Darren Carrington on the stop.
Made a heck of an admission to us last night, Rod Bernstein. First week he signs the contract, goes to Denver, starts running around out there to show off for the coaches. He said, I ran about 2 laps around the track and was ready to throw up. He said the altitude had a major impact on me. And he said, but of course, when I leave Denver, come back here to play in San Diego, I feel like I can run forever.
No score. This series starting back at the Denver 2. 3rd down and a long 5. Elway and way off the mark. Glenn Milburn was the closest Bronco. Junior Seau putting pressure from his linebacker position on Elway.
And Dick, San Diego ran a game. You're going to watch Leslie O'Neal come in here. Seau, he kind of handles that guy, and then O'Neal jumps inside to put pressure on John Elway. Nice little game run. And normally when Leslie O'Neal has a free shot at the quarterback, he's going to get there.
Rookie Jason Elam will try a 30-yard field goal. He's 17 for 22 this year. He's got a beautiful stroke. Elam, he was hitting him from 60 yards in warm-up. Elam gives Denver the early lead, 3-0, 6.5 go with 6:32 left in the first period. Short kick, 9-yard line, Lewis. Oh, he had a huge room to run on the near sidelines, but couldn't elude one white jersey that denied a long gain. It was Elijah Alexander, the linebacker from Kansas State. 6:23 left in the opening period here. Let's check on New York and Jim Lamp. Just in as the Raiders have beaten Buffalo, and Humphreys goes down. Mike Kroll on the dog, and Kroll, who had great success with sacks as a rookie and then has tapered off, only 2.5 this year. And he gets Humphreys before he could set up.
You're absolutely right, Dick. I mean, the minute he starts to set up, Mike Kroll is right there. This is more by design. The initial sacks I thought that Mike Kroll got in his rookie season, he got from talent. Nobody knew about him. Now they design plays, and he's untouched. And that's what Charlie Waters has done with his Denver defense. Confusion at the line of scrimmage.
There's the throw incomplete, and Anthony Miller didn't have a chance to even look for it. It was thrown behind him, so they weren't on the same page, Humphreys and Miller.
Yeah, that's an audible that Anthony Miller missed. Miller has not been the big guy against Denver for San Diego. It's been Ronnie Harmon. Well, Miller has a chance today to have a big day because Ronnie Harmon is going to get the double coverage.
Working on a season that would prorate out to 80 catches for Miller. Several times a Pro Bowler. On 3rd and 21. Underneath it goes to Sean Jefferson, and Jefferson across the 25 to the 28, but because of Kroll's sack and the negative yardage on first down, the Chargers unable to pick up the first and the punting team on.
Dick, they call this the slip screen. You see the lineman release very quickly. Jefferson underneath inside the first block and then get back out to the sideline, but an excellent job of allowing little or no yardage on that reception.
Derek Walker with a block out front. Rondell Jones made the tackle. Kidd's second punt. He had 61 yards on the first punt. And this one to Milburn, the rookie from Stanford, to the 28-yard line and out of bounds. And a flag goes down as we welcome those of you who have just seen the upset at Rich Stadium, Buffalo. The Raiders losing to Cincinnati last week and then beating Buffalo 25-24 today. It's 3-0 Denver, a long drive, 0.2%. Jim Fossil, the offensive coordinator, and Elway working in tandem. More of the West Coast passing attack, the 49er system used by Denver this year. He's 5 for 9 today, hands it off to Rod Bernstein, and the big guys across the 40 galloping for about 7 on first down.
I don't know if Bernstein is featured here because they're playing in San Diego, but that's a play that Denver has never been able to run. You know, in years gone past, you have to go all the way back to the Armstrong kid that played back in the 70s. That's how long it was before, how long ago that they had somebody to run that simple little sweep for them.
Bernstein big, but with good speed, and of course a terrific target as a receiver out of the backfield. It's Bernstein. Seau underneath, able to get a piece of him and deny the first down at the 42. Here it's 3-0. Let's go for an update to New York.
And we take you to the Kingdome, Dick, where after an early Seattle field goal, Kansas City answers back in customary fashion. Marcus Allen's 11th touchdown of the year leads the AFC, 109th of his career. It leads Kansas City to a 7-3 margin over Seattle in the first. Back to Dick and Bob in San Diego.
And those Kansas City Chiefs will be at Mile High Stadium to meet Denver. What could be a very big game next Sunday. Third, a short 2. That's sharp in motion, and Elway calls time. And as he called time, the movement by Elway drew the Chargers offside. Blaze Winter reacting, but time had been...
Penalty prior to the timeout call. Delay of game. Denver, 5 yards. Still third down.
They didn't beat the clock.
That's a big one. It's 3rd and short, now 3rd and 7.
Mainly because Denver this season
No timeout.
has been so good on third down conversions. 45% third down conversion. And is that a key to controlling a football game?
Well, and Wade Phillips equally proud of the fact that they're number 1 in the NFL in third down defense.
Yeah.
Well, just over 30% allowed.
Those are great numbers if you're a coach. Inside the room, you love numbers like that.
Leading 3-0, third down, Seau on the dog. Elway throws to Sharp, and he's got it. No, and it's knocked away as he goes down. James Fuller, a second-year defender from Portland State, able to knock it away. Seau was applying pressure on Elway.
Well, they were all over him. Junior is a very difficult guy to control. Marquez Pope also, number 30 on the blitz. Ball thrown behind Sharp, and Fuller does a great job of stripping that ball away. I think right there Shannon Sharp has it, and Fuller knocks it away. That's a great play by Fuller. Yeah, he pulls it right out of his hands.
Yeah, they're very high on Fuller, and a rookie from Oregon, Eric Castle, was the 2 safeties that should make impact here. That's Darian Gordon. And Gordon, who's a fine kick returner, is in the clear. 40, 1 man to beat, and what a tackle to save. Gordon, 37 yards on that return, the longest against the Broncos special teams all season. Position San Diego at their 47, trailing 3-0, 3:06 left in the opening quarter. There's those adjustments again. Mecklenburg in a down position at defensive tackle, and the flags fly. You were watching...
Start. Number 70, the offense. Prior to the snap, 5 yards. Still first down.
Mike Sandusky, the left guard, and that's against whom Mecklenburg was working, and you were marveling as you watched film of how much movement the Denver defense uses before the snap.
As a matter of fact, if you look at, sometimes the Denver Broncos have one defensive lineman and only one. 5 linebackers and 5 defensive backs.
Nathan Means makes his first appearance, the 245-pound rookie from North Carolina at fullback. And it is Means running at the back of his own blockers and bowling his way to the 45-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 11. Bobby Ross in his second season from Georgia Tech, where the Engineers won the national championship. He's 56. Special weekend for him because his father from Richmond, Virginia, there he is on the right, 90 years old in a month. Big football fan.
Yeah.
Bobby says every time he calls home, he can hear it blaring in the background. He gets sad when football season's over.
Yeah, he's got an opinion. I like the bow tie Leonard is wearing, too.
Making a statement.
Yes, sir. Worked for the railroad for 50 years.
Only the second time he's flown. Throw by Humphreys to Miller, and Miller can't quite kick free of Tyrone Braxton, so it'll be 3rd down at the Denver 47. First invasion by the Chargers on the Bronco half of the field.
Here's part of the defensive shift. What they're trying to do is confuse the pass protection of the San Diego Chargers. That time picked up pretty well. The contact comes from his own man. Anthony Miller has to have a big game today. He's got to have a big game because Ronnie Harmon is going to be double covered all day long. It should be easy pickings for Anthony Miller in motion.
On 3rd down, Humphreys underneath, incomplete. Miller, the intended receiver, flag down. Braxton made the defensive play, and the back judge almost to the 10-yard line made one of the great flag throws. He had about a 29-yarder. And usually that's the man watching the tight end. Nope, now they reverse it. Hamer says it is holding against Denver.
It's very obvious now that
Holding. Defense number 34. 5 yards. First down.
it's very obvious that Braxton has drawn Anthony Miller in coverage for the day. You see him coming in motion. It's just over to the left. We can't really pick up any contact whatsoever, although the left arm does appear to be around Anthony Miller. Of course, all receivers learn quickly, even the great ones. You point anytime you have an incompletion and hope for a flag.
Big first down for San Diego. Humphreys hit from behind, and is he hurt? That's the kind of tackle where you hope your quarterback gets up. Coming in from the backside was Simon Fletcher, and Fletcher beats Eric Jonasson, who is the new left tackle, had never played on the left side of the line in his life, and having to operate out of a left-handed stance. That's like suddenly having to write left-handed or eat left-handed.
Right there is the matchup. Fletcher is so quick, I think they were going to throw a flag on Jonasson for holding. Yeah, they did. So he gets the rare double, the flag against the guy blocking him and the sack.
Simon Fletcher, who has led the Broncos in sacks 5 consecutive years. He trails Mecklenburg by half this year, but he really pours it on the second half of the season.
He's only 241 pounds, too.
Underneath pass to Jefferson. That worked before, and it works again. Boy, is he met in the open field by Steve Atwater. Is that a tackle stopping forward progress?
I think that's probably what Atwater is known for best.
Now, this is the kind you don't slow up. Let's watch at regular speed.
Yeah, this is just before Jefferson gets hit. Whoa, he sees Atwater coming. Whoa, please.
Yep, Atwater damming up that opportunity. 217. He said he was down to 214 a week ago. Hadn't been that light since he was at Arkansas. 3rd down, a long 7. Humphreys goes deep. He has a man. Deflected at the last moment by Atwater. Just got a little of the left hand on it. Atwater, the leading tackler on the Broncos defense, looking for another Pro Bowl invitation. He's been there the last 3 years. Humphreys so close.
Dick, I think what they're doing here, San Diego is trying to convince the Denver Broncos, we're going to throw it all day to Anthony Miller. You better cover him. The idea is later in the game we try to get it to other people, Sean Jefferson and also Ronnie Harmon out of the backfield.
Over at his 10-yard line. High by kick and television events.
good duty when you're out here on the West Coast driving a blimp, huh? On days like this?
Just a light breeze, maybe a little 5 miles an hour off the ocean. And not a cloud to be spotted. 3-0 Broncos, final seconds opening quarter. Denver starts from the 20. And it's the ex-Charger Bernstein. Caught from the backside by Sean Swoboda Lee, the defensive tackle from North Alabama.
For a big guy, has great lateral movement. Here's Lee right here when this play starts away. He gets inside the guard. And this is a guy that's 300 pounds. He's getting across that field in pretty short order.
True to his nickname, Grizzly, tracking down the prey. So Jason Elam's 30-yard field goal, the only scoring in this opening quarter in San Diego. Guys, and the rose-colored visor of Leslie O'Neal prefers the reddish tint, he says. He lines up that defensive right end, the leading sack master of the Chargers, as Elway from the shotgun on first down. It's a screen to Del Pino, and Del Pino gets 3. Leslie O'Neal, who played at Oklahoma State, in fact was recruited by now Cowboy coach Jimmy Johnson. And Little Rock, he played Pop Warner ball with another pretty good player.
Part of the Sunset Tigers down in Little Rock, Arkansas, with Keith Jackson of the Miami Dolphins. But he portrays this picture of a big tough guy out there on the field. But we found out about him yesterday. We found the other side of Leslie O'Neal.
Yeah, Eagle Eye Trumpy. Blitz. Elway has to throw it in a hurry to Bernstein, incomplete. Covering was Gary Plummer. So 3 and out for Denver.
Dick, you can see with that success the Denver Broncos had in that opening drive, now Bill Arnsparger in San Diego coming with a lot of blitzing. And here's the matchup right here. There's Plummer on Bernstein. This is one of the things that Elway's now doing very well. Dumping that thing off and not taking the physical abuse he used to take at quarterback.
Tom Ruin to punt. That was Leslie O'Neal pressuring Elway. And Darian Gordon, who had that good return on the last kick, stands at his 34. Ruin, fair catch. What a kick. Under those circumstances, able to boot it all the way to the 26, and the flag is down. A 49-yard punt.
Ruin fumbled it a little bit. We're going to have illegal men downfield.
That little delay while he tried to get a better grasp of the ball on the punt, and that meant somebody released too soon.
I think you make him kick it again. There's Rockethead making the decision.
Number 38 of the kicking team, illegally downfield, 5 yards, repeat 4th down.
The snap was good. I don't know what happened to Tom Ruin, but the snap is good. See, it just bounces right through his hands.
And that little split second gave Reggie Rivers an early go downfield.
Yep, so now you make Denver sprint another 40 yards.
And you hope he doesn't kick one quite so well, almost 50 yards. There's Leslie O'Neal. You spotted something yesterday in our interview session you said you'd never seen before.
No, first defensive lineman I've ever seen in person or in pictures. And we'll show you with what. This guy stands out head and shoulders above everybody else.
Gordon moves up to the 36. The snap by Ruin handled cleanly, and he hits another beautiful spiral. Gordon has a return chance. 30, 40, still on his feet. Oh, what a run by Darian Gordon to the 44-yard line of Denver. 37-yard return the last time. This one good for 29.
While at Stanford, he backed up Rod Milburn of
round choice for Denver. 30 yards they gave him on the return, and on first down, Bucks to the 38-yard line. San Diego trailing 3-0. And Gordon indeed backed up Milburn as the Stanford punt returner, and has done a great job here in San Diego in his first season.
One of the few kids that I've ever come across, Darian Gordon, who wrestled in high school at the lower weights. Normally the wrestlers we come across in the NFL are big heavyweights. This kid was
a lineman.
This kid was a state champion in high school at 148, 171. And he said he likes that personal toughness that wrestling gives you.
Yeah, he says good for the one-on-one encounters as a cornerback. Second down and 5. Humphries throws to the sidelines, and it's dropped by Anthony Miller. No, Ronnie Harmon. It's Harmon out of the backfield and trying to twist away, and it was Lilo Lang who knocked the ball away.
So we got a couple of matchups. We know Braxton is on Miller, and then we know that Lilo Lang is on Ronnie Harmon. Well, that's normally a catch that Ronnie Harmon makes. He's trying to make the move before he makes the catch. There is an order to things, and you have to have control before you can start up the field.
3rd and 5. Take the butts. And he's going long for Nate Lewis. 3 men covering him, and the Broncos unable to intercept in the end zone. Very close. Boy, did he have him blanketed.
Man. They had him short, they had him long, and they had him inside and outside. I mean, this doesn't fool anybody. The play action fake doesn't affect anybody, and you're going to see 3 Denver Broncos back there. That's a Hail Mary pass if I've ever seen one.
Even Ahmad Rashad wouldn't have caught that one.
You're right.
57-yard attempt by John Carney is the way they've got it set up. But a timeout is called by the Denver Broncos. By 3 yards. Carney, who holds the NFL record with 29 consecutive field goals from last year through the first part of this season.
How about some confidence in this kid lining up in this distance?
Going to put it down on the 47 of Denver. 57-yard attempt if Kidd is the holder. Whoa! He's got some distance, but not quite enough. Fades to the right, no good.
Dick, did you hear that when he hit it? Boy, that was a thump.
Now San Diego's problems scoring at home continue.
You got to hit this ball almost in the middle of it to get it to carry 57 yards, and it just has a little slice on it that carries it outside the upright. That was long enough from 57 yards. Man, that's confidence.
So it remains 3-0, and for those of you who joined us late, the San Diego Chargers amazingly at home, 5 games coming into this one, have 3 offensive touchdowns. Elway under pressure has to dump it to Bernstein, and it's a no catch covered by Junior Seau.
You see the 2 big guys that meet at John Elway. This is O'Neal on Zimmerman, 65. Boy, puts a shoulder right in his chest. And you've also got Sean Lee, 98, who comes up to the middle. This is a great pass rush front 4. Generally speaking, San Diego gets its sack from the defensive lineman.
O'Neal's had some good success against Denver, and he leads the Chargers again this year with 9 sacks. Has more sacks than anyone in the NFL the last 2 years.
Blitz.
O'Neal's after him, but he doesn't get there in time. His teammate Sean Lee has his 3rd sack of the year.
San Diego's trying to put as much pressure on John Elway as they possibly can. And what they're trying to do, Dick, is watch Junior Seau come up here. That means you got single blocking everywhere, and they're hoping somebody can win a battle. And what happens is, with all that single blocking, somebody gets through. It's Sean Lee. Leslie O'Neal was there again.
Elway now 1 for the last 6, and that was a 3-yard pass play. 3rd and long. And O'Neal, they knock it away, and it's recovered by Denver. Blaze Winter knocked it free, and it was recovered by Gary Zimmerman.
So we've seen pressure from all the guys up front from San Diego. O'Neal is on the outside with Zimmerman on him. There's Blaze Winter, the defensive tackle. Zimmerman with the big recovery.
So the punt from Tom Ruin with Darian Gordon, who has 1 for 37, 1 for 30 yards. As the Broncos escape disaster on the fumble. This one is a line drive to Gordon at the 36. Flag is down. And Gordon is as well at the 38-yard line. 46-yard punt, 3-yard return. Let's check the penalty. And it's against the Broncos. Illegal man downfield.
Well, to this point, Denver is giving San Diego an awful lot of chances. Their best offense has been Darian Gordon on these punt returns.
Number 52, remember the kicking team was illegally downfield. 5 yards, still 4th down.
Jeff Mills. And as you can appreciate, Bob Trumpy, although you weren't on a lot of special teams for the Bengals, were you?
No, I was not.
They have to come back and do it again for the kicking team. Often spells success for the opposition.
Yes, and there's also some residual effect because on a lot of coverage teams, you have defensive players who are going to walk out there and take over the defense. So it just adds to the fatigue that you might have.
11 minutes, 17 seconds left in this first half. 3-0 Denver. And Gordon moves up to the 43-yard line. Warren in his own end zone. Whoa! They were all around him. No flag. And Gordon, look at that move. To the 48-yard line. Now, Darian Gordon is the San Diego star in this first half. They're yet to score. Marion Buck. And Buck's their leading rusher, nearly 10 on that first down carry. Big guy, 248 pounds from Florida State, has 30 yards in 4 tries.
Is more than willing to share the duty with Natron Means. And when you got a lead blocker, Derek Walker, 89 up front, this kid has always been a load. I thought for a while he got a little too fancy. I think what he does best is crash helmets with shoulder pads.
2nd down and 1. This is Natron Means, the rookie from North Carolina, who picks up the first down at the 40-yard line. Steve Atwater trying to steal the ball. Speaking of a defensive play, I got a feeling Jim Lampley wants to share just that.
Let's take a look at some inspired Kansas City play in the Kingdome. Derek Thomas goes after Rick Meyer once, then chases him to the near sideline. When Meyer fumbles the football, Thomas picks it up, and he's got 86 yards of clear sailing to the goal line as the Chiefs are, for the moment, 86ing the Seahawks 17-3 in the Dome. Back to Dick and Bob.
Thanks, Jim. Derek Thomas running like a halfback. Meanwhile, on first down, Means gets a couple. Darrell Hall, the tackler. Means the youngest running back in the entire league, 21. And they really feel he's going to have a great future in San Diego. And I like the way I say he's got power, 250, but he's got the wiggle as well.
The wiggle, yeah. I asked him a couple of weeks ago about the NFL. He said, this is easy. I used to carry it 30 times a game when I was in college, so I'm not getting much duty here.
9:23 left in the first half, 3-0 Denver. Looks on, and Humphries throws underneath Anthony Miller. It'll be close to a first down, but they'll mark it at the 31, a yard shy. Dimry, the tackler.
The Chargers don't have a lot of receivers they go to. It's Miller and Harmon. This is the slant. Even though Dimry is sitting a good 3 yards inside, he stays with the slant. And Humphrey with that good, strong, live arm with the whip back, able to make the completion.
Second catch for Anthony Miller, who has 57 on the year. Darian Gordon has out-rushed or out-gained the entire San Diego offense by 20 yards with his punt return yardage at 79. 3rd and 1. Means stuffed at the 30, able to power inside the 30, and that'll be good for a first down. Dave Wyman met him in the hole, but Means able to budge forward for the necessary yardage.
But, you know, it was close. Watch how quickly the Broncos get off the ball. But there's an excellent push by Courtney Hall, 53. Wyman is there to assist on the tackle. Just that lean over the 30-yard line gives them the first down.
See the other finals earlier today, bringing you up to date on the scores and some surprises today. Whoa! Mecklenburg, and Means somehow gets through that tackle and back to the line of scrimmage. Mecklenburg hit Means dead on in the backfield. What a collision. Number 77.
You never know where he's going to be, and that's part of the secret of his success. Again, he avoids the block by Dwayne Walker, 89, but can't make the tackle. That's great strength by Natron Means.
No gain. 2nd and 10. Mecklenburg, who leads the Broncos with 9 sacks. Just half the time of the linebacker, half the time moves into the defensive line. Humphreys with the pump. No one open. Now he throws long for Lewis. Open. Touchdown! There is a flag down at the 13-yard line. Nate Lewis, 30 yards. It would be his 4th touchdown, but is nullified by a penalty. So the Chargers just... Bobby Ross, I don't know how he can hold it in. They just can't seem to score at home.
That was a great job by Stan Humphreys, too. Looked one side of the field. That receiver is not open. Comes all the way over to the other side to Nate Lewis. It's interference against Anthony Miller. There's no question about that.
Fans booing because they want the touchdown and the fact they thought that the penalty had nothing to do with where the ball was thrown.
Makes
but
no
that doesn't matter.
That's right. Once the ball is out of the quarterback's hand, there can be no contact. You're going to watch the contact right here. This is Anthony Miller right here. As he comes down, you'll see the contact. There's no question about this one. That's easy. Interference offense.
2nd down and 20. Good protection for Humphreys. Throws underneath to Lewis. No touchdown this time, but they get 12 yards back, and the fans want a piling on penalty. Late hit. Rondell Jones, the rookie safety.
At the end of this play, you see the way Humphreys moves his feet, stays with the play, always looking down the field. Now let's watch the contact between 31 and 81.
He's well down.
Yes, he is.
Again.
Yes, he is. I'm surprised the official on the sideline didn't throw the flag.
That's the same official who threw the flag against Miller for interference. The fans reacting to the replay on TV. 3rd down and 8. Incomplete to Lewis. Broken up by Tyrone Braxton.
Again, San Diego can't convert on a 3rd down.
Well, not many have against this Denver defense.
Excellent coverage. Humphreys tries to gut it in there. And Braxton is all over Nate Lewis. There had to be somebody a little more open than that. So it's John Carney on the field again.
Carney, who flirted with a 57-yard field goal, which would have been a San Diego record. This will be 47. Well, officially 56 apparently, but closer to 57 yards. High and long enough, but wide to the left. So he missed long to the right, wide to the left. So a man who was 29 in a row, an NFL record, falling on tougher times here in the 2nd half of the season.
And Wade Phillips is watching it and said, no good left. But that thing from 47 yards went over.
Sunday in Southern California. Broncos take over after the missed field goal, and Bernstein out to the 36-yard line. A gain of 7. Plummer and Gordon with the tackle.
Well, this Denver defense can now do so many things. It used to be that this was not a power offense at all, and now with the new additions up front and a big running back like Rod Bernstein, they can attack the line of scrimmage of any team they play in the NFL.
Meanwhile, the San Diego fans still moaning a touchdown nullified by penalty and then missing another field goal. Bernstein over the top, not much there. Nims underneath, and then Hendrickson on top to make sure he fell back. Well, we've got the top man in the AFC when you look at the natural gas quarterback efficiency ratings. John Elway having He said himself, perhaps his best year ever, and he's had MVP seasons. Montana just a notch behind. Esiason and O'Donnell in the AFC. John Freese and Stan Humphries follow. Humphries had a dismal start because of that painful right shoulder injury suffered in the preseason. 3rd and a yard. And Elway comes out throwing and dumps it off to Delpino. 1st down and more. 50. And he steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 20 yards for the former Missouri star.
Well, that was a great play-action fake. It draws everybody in. At 34, Hendrickson drops off when Elway looks back left. Then Delpino, an excellent runner, a great blocker, and a fantastic receiver. And how the Rams could allow him to get away is beyond me. But this kid has been a major contribution to the Denver Broncos offense.
The elusive runner from Dodge City, Kansas. Leading 3-0. Elway on 1st down. Throws to Marshall, or Derek Russell, and Russell out of bounds. And a flag goes with it at the 34-yard line. Dave Donald Frank appeared to get some of the mask.
Now there are 3 flags, 4 flags on the ground. So this
Delpino. Good job of working his way close to a 1st down. Leslie O'Neal and Gary Plummer finally get him to the turf.
And is that nice? When you have a guy that big who can bounce that quick, it makes your offensive lineman just grin. You know, if I can't get my block all the way, at least Delpino can find a spot to pick up a few yards.
And he picked up more than that, more than 5, and a 1st and goal Denver at the 6-yard line. Only Bernstein behind Elway. Russell and Marshall out to the right. Bernstein breaks a tackle, and he's to the 1-yard line. Denver general manager trying to see something from his defense, not Bernstein.
From behind the defense, 2 tight ends, just 1 running back. And Bernstein, who a couple of years ago here in San Diego admitted to us, you know, I'm still learning how to play running back. I was a tight end in college. They had Roger Bick down there at Texas A&M. They moved him to tight end, so he's still learning the finer points. He's a big guy with great strength.
Normally it's Delpino who gets the ball down close. He has 7 touchdowns. It is Delpino. He is stopped. Junior Seau and plenty of blue jerseys. Plummer another up over the top of the pile. Watch the linebackers.
The defensive line does a great job. Doesn't allow the offensive line any push whatsoever. And then those linebackers match jumps, and it almost looked like Delpino was juggling the ball there.
Now the 2-minute warning for this drive starting from the 29 in Bronco territory after the missed field goal. Bernstein. He doesn't make it. Knocked out of bounds inside the 1, maybe the 2-yard line, and a flag is down.
Zone from the MetLife blimp. Watch when Bernstein gets out here. Is that ball? That ball is across the plane there. I've seen touchdowns allowed there.
Right.
But they say he went out of bounds and the penalty, so.
Tough for that official to make that judgment,
yes.
But boy, if you had an official in the blimp now, that'd be a different matter. 18-yard extra point field goal for Elam, who kicked one from 30. And for Bobby Ross's defense, that was a huge stop to keep, if indeed it is a field goal and not a fake, the Broncos are within a touchdown of San Diego lead. 1:54 left in the half. Oh, it's a fake, and it's going to be a touchdown. It goes to number 57, Dave Wyman, the linebacker. Oh, my. his first pass of the year. A fake shovel pass to the up back, Wyman.
Beautifully executed. Absolutely fantastic. Wyman, a linebacker, the starting middle linebacker. And there's some excellent blocking out there in front, too, by Stratford. And they score on the fake field goal.
What a play. And now Elam will kick what amounts to a longer attempt on the extra point than where they had set up for the field goal. And it's a 10-0 Denver lead. 71-yard drive and a trick play for 6.
It's the shovel pass. If it falls incomplete, it's an incomplete pass. San Diego takes over at the 1-yard line, as it is Wyman. He scores.
Professional touchdown. Well, if you're going to gamble down there, why not go to a guy who played in Reno High School?
Yeah, absolutely. It works.
Kickoff by Jason Elam. Nate Lewis deep. It's short. And Lewis lets it bounce out of bounds. It'll be San Diego's ball at the 35-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown.
From a
Test drive at your nearest Dodge dealer. Over 2,000 pounds of solid muscle. At one point in history, the bull was used to pull tons of gold out of the hills. Today, Bullwhackers Casinos invite you to call 800-426-2855 and head for the hills.
Billy Boy, we're going to Bullwhackers. The Wade Phillips Show, Mondays at 6:30.
This News 4 Bronco halftime update brought to you by Molson Beer.
Good afternoon. I'm Suzanne McCarroll.
I'm Steve Daniels. This is a News 4 halftime update. Police this afternoon investigating the body of a teenager found in Fort Collins. Someone found the body floating face down in a stream late this morning. Fort Collins investigators say there are no visible signs the boy was murdered, but an autopsy will now determine the exact cause of death. We'll have more on the investigation on News 4 following the game.
People from across Colorado gathered in a day of prayer this afternoon to end juvenile violence. The non-denominational prayer service comes after more than a dozen people were wounded or killed in shootings this past summer and fall. Mayor Webb's involvement sparked some controversy when people alleged it violated the constitutional separation of church and state. But a judge refused to stop the event on those grounds.
Clear skies, but a little blustery outside. Glenn's here with the Nowcast.
Real windy, up to 70 miles per hour in the mountains, but that should be calming down. Let's take a quick look outside to our satellite image there, and there's another system moving in, some clouds moving into the mountains, some light snow expected out of that, and then the winds will be dying down around here as the evening goes on, but we'll call for an overnight low getting down to 17 degrees. Looks like sunny skies and warmer weather coming our way for tomorrow. Not bad at all.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Let's go to Gary Miller, some college news.
All right, we do indeed have the final regular season college football polls out. The matchups now officially set in the various bowls. Number 1, Nebraska. Number 2, Florida State will meet New Year's night in the Orange Bowl. The Sugar Bowl will feature number 3, West Virginia going against Florida. Cotton Bowl, Notre Dame and Texas A&M for the second straight year. In the Rose, UCLA will take on Wisconsin. Fiesta Bowl, Arizona, and Miami. It's all official now.
Lots of bowls. Thanks, Gary.
We'll have all the day's news, weather, and sports after the game.
Steven.
Update brought to you by Molson Beer.
Something going on that's bringing them out tonight. It's cool, it's magical, everybody feels alright. It's time for the song. We gotta answer the call. Molson Light, Molson Light.
Remember this last year? Well, it's time to prepare for another tough Colorado winter by visiting your Colorado GMC truck dealer. We've just received our initial shipment of winter-ready GMC trucks, like full-size Sierra pickups, all new Sonomas, full-size Suburbans, and mid-size Safari vans. Plus, we're giving away a Toro snowblower with every new GMC truck sold. So stay ahead of winter and drive a new GMC truck at your Colorado GMC truck dealer.
great masters. They defined civilization in Europe for centuries. Now we're defining civilization on the way there. United Airlines' renowned international service to 15 cities all across Europe. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
The sunshine in San Diego, Jack Murphy Stadium near the Pacific. We go to the Atlantic, New York, and Domino's Pizza halftime report.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza, where you always get great pizza plus something for nothing.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Let's quickly get up to date on scores of late games, and then we'll take you through the early wins very rapidly. In Miami, the Giants and the Dolphins are into the third quarter. New York leading 14-7. Phil Simms playing an immaculate game so far. Broncos and Chargers are at halftime, as many of you know. 10-0 Denver, the touchdown on a trick play on a fake field goal. Kansas City and Seattle in the Kingdome. Joe Montana playing steadily in the first half. They got a defensive touchdown from Derek Thomas as well and lead 17-6 over the Seahawks. And the Phoenix Cardinals are rolling it up for the moment against the Rams, leading 21-3 in the third quarter. Earlier today, a lot of action in the NFL. There was a thriller in Buffalo where the Los Angeles Raiders scored an upset of the Buffalo Bills. The Bills falling for the third time in 4 games. Here's the key play. Raiders taking the lead in the fourth quarter, down 24-19. Hostetler to Tim Brown for 29 yards. Brown had 10 catches for 183 yards. So they led 25-24, and moments later, Thurman Thomas fumbled the ball away. Stripped by Nolan Harrison, Eddie Anderson recovers the fumble. That was the Bills' last possession. Raiders were able to run out the clock. 3 losses in 4 games for Buffalo, Mike.
Well, they're digging a hole, and they're putting themselves in it. That's the Bills, and they're 2 games behind Miami right now. If Miami could win today, they could stretch that out. But I don't see that happening, really. I think the Giants are going to play Miami good. The thing about the Bills is I think they're a team right now that's in a little bit too much turmoil, too much complaining, too much bickering, and they've got to get rid of that to win because, you know, early in the year when the same thing was happening with Houston, they could go nowhere. They seem to get it together. They quit talking about each other. They're playing good football now.
And what about Dave Wanstead's little team that can? The Chicago Bears. Today at home, they beat the Packers 30-17 to become legitimate contenders in the NFC Central. 3 defensive touchdowns for the Bears against the Packers and coach Mike Holmgren. First quarter, scoreless. Brett Favre picked off by linebacker Dante Jones, who had a brilliant game. He laterals to Jeremy Lincoln, who stays in bounds and goes 86 yards for the touchdown that set the tone and gave the Bears the early 7-0 lead. Let's take you to the third quarter with Chicago leading 10-7. Bears defense scores again. Favre fumbles. Dante Jones again, the man with the recovery. He's the one who has stepped in place of Mike Singletary at that middle linebacker position. There you see him stepping over Favre, going 32 yards for the TD. That made it 17-7 Chicago. They hold on to win, and they're right there in the NFC Central.
Well, he made 3 mistakes in the game. He had 2 interceptions in that fumble. There are 3 rookie mistakes. He's not a rookie. He should make them. But the worst thing about the mistakes, Jim, he should have made the tackle on both plays. He should have pushed Lincoln out of bounds, and he should have tackled Jones. And at least they would have made their defense come on the field and try to stop the Bears. The Bears are playing the best defense right now in the Central Division, maybe the best defense in the National Football Conference. As a result of that, they got a legitimate chance to win the division, get in the playoffs.
But can they win without an offense?
Well, that's the problem right now. They're relying so much on defense. You're not going to get 21 points every week. But I think if they can hold the opposition down to 10 points, they can win a lot of games with the offense they have.
All right, let's quickly go through the rest of the scores. The Detroit Lions, without Barry Sanders, have gone 10 quarters without a TD. Minnesota beats them 13-0. Indianapolis beats New York in the Meadowlands for the 5th consecutive time. Biasucci's last-second 48-yarder wins it 9-6. The Atlanta Falcons go to Houston and get Buddy Ryan strafed by Ryan's defense. 33-17 Oilers. There were 7 Falcon turnovers that led to 20 Houston points. Bad blood and a series of first-half fights. That one between Joe Bowden of the Oilers and Charles Washington of the Falcons. 7-6 Atlanta in the third. Bobby Abert, Andre Rison for 6 yards. Falcons lead 14-6, but then it began to unravel. The Oilers got to 14-13. Here's the key play. William Fuller, number 95, pounds the ball out of Abert's grasp. Ray Childress falls on it on the end zone, and Houston goes to a 20-14 lead. They wind up winning 33-17. 7 straight wins for Buddy's boys.
Maybe the bickering is stopped. Maybe they're starting to believing now in Buddy Ball. Buddy Ball will work. It's going to take some time to get it to work, but he's got some people who can play man-to-man. He's got some people back on defense at the linebacker position. They can blitz. They're getting good pass rush. They'll be okay.
Let's give a little credit to Pardee, too, who has learned to coexist with Buddy Ryan. Pittsburgh Steelers hold off a New England rally at the goal line in the closing stages, win 17-14. The Browns play both Testaverde and Phil Cox at quarterback, beat the Saints 17-13. Washington gets well momentarily as they go to Tampa Bay and get their third victory of the season by a score of 23-17. Reggie Brooks, 128 yards rushing. We'll send you back to San Diego and Seattle, respectively, after these messages from your local stations.
Tonight, trapped in raging waters, see the rescue, meet the survivor.
I've looked death in the face and said, not today.
New stories, new adventures, eyewitness video, NBC Tonight. Tuesday, it's another Roseanne repeat.
So catch an all-new Laura Ket's affair with empty nest Dinah Manoff.
Nice.
Until he finds out her secret. Then on the second half, what happens when a couch potato becomes a weekend warrior?
Does it feel like the inside of your leg wants to burst through your skin?
Mm-hmm.
Ew, I hate that.
All new NBC.
Tuesday.
Over 1.5 million vacationers toured the canals of Venice last year. Not one of them, however, was a Lexus engineer. Why? Let's just say they were busy. The 1994 Lexus ES, improved, revised, refined. In a word, new.
You're watching News 4, home of the Broncos.
That was me, Avon Moses, receiver for the Broncos at Red Rocks, appearing in the United Way public service spot. We met Jerry. Her story started back in 1978 when she was just a child. The doctors diagnosed a rare form of cancer in her eyes. Can any of us imagine the choice Jerry's parents had to make to remove her eyes or lose her life to cancer? They chose life, and the little girl came to the United Way's supported program for the blind.
Up, 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 faster and faster, the little engine climbs, until at last they...
Jerry went on to attend high school and get top grades, and today she's an active, productive part of our community. Now I want you to meet Jerry. Jerry, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Haven. I'd like to thank all the people that have given throughout the years. Thanks to you, it really does help all of us.
Now more than ever, the United Way, helping where help is needed most.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
Teams back on the field for the second half. 10-0 Denver. Leslie O'Neal, who sacked John Elway on the final play. And the defense of the Chargers had not allowed but one touchdown in 13 quarters, the only touchdown of the game on a fake field goal. So the defense providing Bobby Ross with a smile, but the offense staggering again.
Yeah, I think the most impressive part of this first half for San Diego is they've got 4 sacks on John Elway, 3 hurries, and 2 knockdowns. That's as harried as John Elway is in any single game. The offense just can't seem to find what it wants to do. You know, they start out running the ball with butts and it works, and then they seem to go away from it, and they try something else. They need to decide what they're going to do in the second half if you're San Diego.
Broncos get it first at the 10-yard line. It's Glenn Milburn. And Milburn, after seeing his teammate at Stanford last year, Darian Gordon, return so well, looking for something big, but denied at the 28-yard line. And you talk about defense, how about the Bronco defense? Limiting the Chargers to 86 yards. The Coors Light first half statistics, only 4 first downs by San Diego. 1 was on a penalty. And speaking of penalties, they had 65 yards in penalties. San Diego, 86 yards in offense. And there's one of the men responsible, Carl Mecklenburg, the heavy linebacker, lineman, defensive star. From the 28, Elway, off play action to Bernstein, and throws incomplete and intercepted. Darren Carrington on the rebound, and San Diego gets an early break at the 38-yard line.
Dick, that ball looked tipped at the line of scrimmage. When the ball bounces off the receiver, Gordon gets it. But does somebody tip this at the line of scrimmage? Play action? I think something knocks it out around.
Plays winner, then Gordon knocks it again, and Carrington gets his 3rd interception this year.
So it's a double tip, and it slowed the ball down. I mean, the receiver was open with the normal velocity from John Elway, but that tip at the line of scrimmage just slowed it down.
Now San Diego trailing 10-0 with an early break in the second half, and again with the Butts, and Marion Butts to the 29, a gain of 8. Steve Atwater made the tackle.
Well, he ran right by David Wyman, the blitzer. Denver coming with the run blitz. Watch Wyman, and Butts goes right by him, not even blocked. Now I like this. This is the thing that San Diego does so well, just hammering the line of scrimmage. It anchors the defense to the line of scrimmage, all the movement that Denver likes to do. This guy is a great neutralizer for a defense like that.
From the 29, second and a long one. Butts again. And uses his power to get close to a first down. Dave Wyman, the touchdown maker, number 57, first to hit him. By the way, going back to the Elway interception, it's only the 8th this year thrown by Elway. Denver led the league last year with 29.
Again, see if we can pick up Leahy's winner and gets his hand. It's his 96. He's working on the right guard. Puts his hand up. Yeah, he does tip it, and it tips it up in the air. It stays in spiral, but it slowed it down, and that allowed the double tip and the interception.
3rd and 1. Hendrickson blocking for Butts. North Means, Matron Means, and it'll be close. And some bad news being reported now to us for the Denver Broncos. Charles Demery, serious knee injury, so he is apparently lost for the rest of the year.
Torn knee ligaments. That's a surgery, so a 16-game season wears out a lot of people. And he was a big part of the nickel package that Denver, they've run so well so far this season.
Measurement for the first down. Just made it.
First down.
Frank Robinson has replaced Emery at the corner. Number 36. We'll see if Humphreys goes after him.
We're talking about a very young defensive back now, and Frank Robinson, and Denver's backups now are extremely young. Robinson is a second-year man out of Boise State.
Toss to Butts. And Marion Butts running through the tackle of Tyrone Braxton and gains more than 5 on first down.
Now, that's a man with a purpose.
Butts, who's over the 4,000-yard mark in career rushing, only one other Charger with more rushing yards. The great elusive Paul Lowe of Sid Gilman back in the 60s, 70s.
Well, that's a long time ago. That's in the old AFL.
Just shy of 5,000 for Lowe. Now they're spotted at the 23. Butts again. Yeah, Bobby Ross must have been listening to your halftime analysis, Bob Trumpy. Go with that run. Let him barrel up in there.
This is tough to stop because you've got tight ends in front of him. 89, Dwayne Walker, excuse me. That's Dwayne Young, 87, leading on 77, Carl Mecklenburg. If the timing is right, you get any kind of blocking up front. Marion Butts just jars toenails on those defensive backs as they make tackles.
First down at the 16. The deepest penetration by San Diego. Butts again. And coming up was Frank Robinson from the corner. Kroll had slowed things down along with Darrell Hall, and Robinson finished him off at the 15, a gain of only 1.
Yeah, the more you can get Marion Butts to slide outside, the better off you are. Mecklenburg coming up. This is a run blitz. And you can see he takes on the blocker, which is Derek Walker this time, makes Butts bounce outside, and that neutralizes his strength. There's the defensive coordinator, Charlie Waters. This is his worst nightmare.
6 plays after the interception, all runs, 5 by Butts, 1 by Means. And now Humphreys to throw. Well protected. Wide open is Walker. Can't catch it. Wyman, who scored the only touchdown of the game, saved that one.
I think I saw Wyman laying on the ground there with a little prayer. Thank you for making that just over the outstretched arm. Linebacker coverage all the way. Well, just to be a little bit taller. Actually, if he stretches his arms out, I think he might make the catch, but Wyman is thankful he didn't. There's Nate Lewis, the man who thought it was going to be a score. No, man.
Lewis, who had one nullified, a 30-yard touchdown by penalty in the first half. 10-0 Denver. And on third down, Humphreys. Underneath to Lewis, and he doesn't have enough for the first down. Hit at the 8-yard line by Ronnie Bradford and Elijah Alexander.
And they run the ball so well, get down there and start to throw, go to the finesse, and all of a sudden this is a different Charger football team.
Oh, on comes Carney, who has missed 2 long field goal attempts, 57 and 40, well, 56 officially, and 47 yards. At midseason seemed to cinch for the Pro Bowl with his 29 in a row, and struggled since. Has had a couple 3 blocked this year. This is 27 yards. On snap, Carney nails it through. So San Diego still without the touchdown at home, but they do have 3, and Denver's lead cut to 7.
People around Flat Rock, Michigan feel more secure driving the Mazda 626. They make them themselves, so they put dual airbags in every one of theirs. And every one of yours, too.
You don't even want to know about Barry Sanders, man. He does things on the field that just makes your eyes go all crazy. One time, I saw him running right through people like a cannonball loose inside a pinball machine. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah. And then Barry did this move. Sometimes I still see it when I sleep. And I don't sleep that much.
In Flat Rock, Michigan, they build the Mazda 626 so that even with its V6 engine, it still costs less than a 4-cylinder Camry LE. Around Flat Rock, they think that's a powerful argument for the 626. And so do we.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right. By the new Norelco razors, our closest shave ever. By Coca-Cola Classic, always the real thing, always Coca-Cola. And by the people at Nike, who encourage you to just do it.
High above San Diego Stadium, the MetLife blimp with co-pilot Snoopy cruising at an altitude of 1,000 feet, bringing you exciting aerial shots of the Broncos-Chargers game. 60,000 plus, says Carney, with the game 7 points, 10-3, kicks it off to Derek Russell. Russell tripped up at the 19. Tackle made by Lewis Bush, rookie for the Chargers from Washington State. Hey, New Year's Day Fiesta starts it at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, Miami, Arizona. Then to the Cotton Bowl as Notre Dame takes on once beaten Texas A&M, and then for the national championship, the Cornhuskers and the Seminoles from the Orange Bowl. 3 for the price of none on New Year's Day. Elway intercepted on the deflection. First play of this half gives to Bernstein, who was injured. Looks okay on that run as he skips away from a couple of defenders and gains about 4. O'Neal made the stop along with Plummer and Hendrickson.
Coming right at you. Bernstein, a good cutback runner. Hendrickson misses the tackle there. And then is it Darian Gordon who finally gets him down? It's not a big pickup, but it serves a purpose for Denver. Slows down the pass rush.
2nd and 6. Elway guns it down the middle, complete to Shannon Sharp. A courageous catch at the 46-yard line.
Man. Whoa. I'm I'm not sure catch is the right word. He kind of stabbed that one. Again, you see the double blitz by San Diego, and here's that gun of an arm. Whoa, that baby sticks in there. Sharp has not been a big factor today. He is a perfect guy to go to in the second half. That's just his second catch.
23 yards, but right into the teeth of the defense where you know you're going to get belted. Elway goes long, has a man wide open. It was number 80, Tony Kimbrough from Jackson State, a rookie who made this club as a 7th-round pick. He was wide open.
Yes, he was. And Elway knows as he misses him. Darian Gordon guessed, and he guessed wrong. And then Stanley Richard, the safety, tries to rotate over, and Elway goes, oh, no. Look at John Elway. Blood on his elbow, grass stain on his shoulder. He has had a busy day in that backfield today.
Looking for his 200th career touchdown is Elway. Del Pino. That's that handoff out of the shotgun that the Broncos have used through the years, and Gary Plummer, Leslie O'Neal in on the stop with Stanley Richard. Elway's numbers down today. A man was shooting 64% of his passes coming in. 19 touchdowns, only 7 intercepted prior to the one here in the second half.
As a matter of fact, if you look at John Elway's career, he is very close to touchdowns and interceptions.
+1.
+1 touchdowns to interceptions. He's always tried to create something. Felt that he had to do more than at times was physically possible.
3rd and 4 from the shotgun.
Blitz again.
Elway gets it away, incomplete. Intended for Derek Russell, and he was shielded from the inside move by Donald Frank, and Frank and Marshall exchange greetings. Junior Seau got there as Elway released.
Everybody got there. Stanley Richard, 24, is also blitzing. Seau with the hand up to the head of John Elway. And they've just got the Denver Broncos outnumbered now. The Broncos don't have enough guys up front to block all the people that San Diego's blitzing.
Look at this average for Ruin today. He's kicked 53, 54, and 51-yard punts. Who says that you need high altitude? Aims this one for the goal line in the coffin corner. Did he hit it? No, just missed it. Just did go inside that pylon for the touchback. Timeout.
People around Flat Rock, Michigan have a lot of reasons to be proud. One of which is building the Mazda 626. Because even with dual airbags and a V6 engine, it still costs less than a 4-cylinder Camry LE. 6 cylinders that cost less than 4? People in Flat Rock think that's a powerful argument for the 626. And so do we. Mazda. It just feels right.
You build a new razor with precision heads to shave below the skin in comfort. And what do you get? Cut a precision groove to help the Norelco lift and cut system shave even closer. And what do you get? Build a razor that shaves closer, smoother than ever before. And what do you get? The new Norelco razor, our closest shave ever.
On December 10th, Geronimo's jumped Turkey Creek. The Apache are out. The legend begins. Jason Patrick, Robert Duvall, Gene Hackman, and Wes Studi.
I am Geronimo, an Apache.
Who are you? Just a man. Like you. Geronimo, an American legend. Rated PG-13 at theaters Friday.
That's a big loss on the sideline for San Diego. Harry Swain, their starting left tackle, an injured eye, a small fracture in the orbit of the right eye, so not able to play today. Eric Jonathan taking his place. And Jonathan admitting he'd never been down in a left-hand stance all his life until today. Meanwhile, up at Seattle, a man named Marcus has scored again. Marcus Allen has 3 touchdowns for Kansas City.
I'm sure they'd love to hear that in Los Angeles, even though Los Angeles won today.
Humphreys from the 20-yard line. Underneath he goes to Nathan Means, and Means showing some good lucidity in the open field, has a first down at the 31, 11 yards on the play.
That's the one thing Means is that Butts is not. A receiver. See, it's just the I formation, a little play action fake. 77, Carl Mecklenburg goes deep. Means gets it underneath, and I think Dave Wyman, does he end up, he's the guy who's supposed to be in coverage. Braxton gets him out, but Wyman was the man responsible for that coverage.
That's his longest reception of the year, 11 yards. As Humphreys now hitting 50%. Ronnie Harmon now in at tailback. And it's Harmon vaulting across the 35. A pickup of nearly 5. Lilo Lang makes the stop.
Now, if San Diego can keep their patience, there's no reason to go for the big yardage. They're down 10-3. Just keep their patience and just keep trying to do little things like that. Harmon in there is both a runner and receiver. Anthony Miller on the sideline being attended to by the training staff of the Chargers.
Lewis left, Jefferson right. To the sidelines and tackled immediately. Johnny Barnes, number 85, his first catch today. Former Hampton Pirates. And we go to New York in this NFL update.
Dick, we take a look at what is for Chiefs fans destiny materializing, for Raider fans what might have been. This is Marcus Allen's 30-yard third-quarter run to the goal line. His third touchdown of the day in Seattle. 111 on his career, 13 for the year, ties Jerry Rice for the NFL lead. Casey leads 31-6. Back to Dick and Trump.
The remarkable Marcus Allen, who played his high school football sensationally as well, right here in the city of San Diego. They give to Means, and Means on first down gets maybe a yard.
There's Anthony Miller being taken care of. Looks like it's some sort of a back problem, but Steve Atwater, the safety from the Denver Broncos, watch him come flying in here from the left-hand side. He doesn't make the tackle all by himself. Oh, there's Atwater right there. Means does an excellent job. Atwater is a great tackler. Means just shrugs him off and picks up a couple of yards, not much.
But Atwater, what a hitter. Dennis Smith and Steve Atwater, perhaps the two toughest hitters as a pair in the league from that safety position. Means the catch. Wyman the twisting tackle at the 44. So they gain only 3 on that play, and third down comes up and 7 to go for San Diego.
Again, San Diego has so many weapons. Ronnie Harmon in the backfield. And frankly, Denver's done a pretty darn good job against Ronnie Harmon today. He was the guy who Wade Phillips told us we are going to try to get Ronnie Harmon out of the offense of the San Diego Chargers, and they've done it today.
Now let's see what Jack Riley called on this one. Intercepted. And he didn't call that. Tyrone Braxton. Flag goes down. Johnny Barnes made the tackle. Let's see what the call, if it goes.
You know, that's the same official that was on the other side of the field that made all these calls. There he is right there, the head linesman. He has...
Far side, there's a flag as well, and it appears from the San Diego reaction that at least one of the flags against Denver.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Offside on the defense. Pass interference on the defense. Pass interference will be accepted. 10 yards, first down. First down at the spot of the foul.
And this is a covey of quail kind of offense here, and Braxton gets Barnes. Boy, they're both going for the football. I don't know where that comes from. The head linesman, Sanford Rivers, threw the flag. He was the official on the far side of the field in the first half who had a couple of flags on the ground. I don't know where that interference was.
Well, Braxton looked to make a clean move, but there was a offside nevertheless, even if you didn't like that one up there in the mile-high temperature. So first down San Diego, trailing 10-3, late in the third. Nathan Means the running back. Humphreys has a man wide open. Lewis. First down at the Denver 34. Braxton the tackler.
Oh, there is no substitute for a strong arm, and when Stan Humphreys' arm is healthy, he's got one. Lewis just Fakes like he's running the up. Braxton bites, goes way off, and that ball is there. That's a 17-yard pickup, and these quarterbacks now that play in the NFL, Dick, their arms are so strong that they almost, you can't cover receivers anymore the way these guys throw.
Ronnie Harmon now out at a wing. And it's Means. Maybe a yard, flag down. Mike Kroll, Lilo Lang elaborate on the stop. Dale Hamer's going to need some of your favorite throat lozenges, Bob Trumpy.
Holding. Number 89 on the offense. 10 yards. Still first down.
Tight end Derek Walker.
Hamer's been a star today. There's no question about that. Should be top of the screen, 89. He's on Simon Fletcher, 73. And when Means bounces outside, I can't pick up the hold there.
75 yards and penalties now handed to San Diego. Earned by San Diego. Back to the Denver 45. Here comes Fletcher, and he arrives a little late as Humphries to Lewis, incomplete. Braxton, a good job of covering. And Fletcher almost got to Humphries from his blind side.
They even had a tight end try to block on Fletcher. See the tight end come in motion, and then Dwayne Young tries to block Simon Fletcher, even tries to hold him. And Fletcher, as you watch the reception at the other end, Braxton again in good position. I thought Fletcher's comment to us last night was profound. He said the only thing this team lacks is time together. That's how strong he feels about this Denver Bronco football team.
Humphries operating without Anthony Miller, and there's that little split screen again to Sean Jefferson, but doesn't earn much. Down to the 36-yard line, brings up third down to about 11. Rondell Jones in on the stop. Humphries on this drive, but slowed by penalty. And Anthony Miller, back problems, as you saw them working on him, and it's questionable that he'll be able to return. That's making a little adjustment in that lower back. Doesn't look very good, but boy, it does feel good when the adjustment works. 3rd and 11. Humphries goes long. It's intercepted. No, and dropped right into the arms of Rondell Jones. Ran before he caught it. That would have been the first of his career.
You can't ask for it any better than that. It looked like it was intended for Sean Jefferson, number 80. Yeah, number 80 is well covered. I mean, you couldn't have somebody hand it to you any better than that.
And from the 36-yard line, apparently out of Carney's field goal range. And although they have tried one from this spot before, and John Kidd will try to knock it inside the 10.
Now they're going to let the clock run down here and take a penalty. What's another 5 yards here?
And Denver's
I think this is
going
to wave it off.
Tony's declined. 4th down.
But this is a key moment for San Diego. If Kidd can get this ball out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, it's a huge plus for San Diego's defense, who has played well today.
Well, they've played well most of the season. The offense just hasn't done its share. John Kidd, a high infield fly type punt, and Milburn collects it at the 15-yard line. Timeout, 2:19 to go in the 3rd.
It seems the more time goes by, the fancier trucks get.
Just a bunch of chrome and snazzy stripes.
What the?
You, Chef.
No. So Mazda went and asked folks what a truck should be.
I need a real truck.
And learn one very important lesson.
You don't run through mud and ballet slippers.
Introducing the bigger.
It's bigger.
Meaner. All-new Mazda truck. The only import with a 4-liter V6 and 1 monster warranty.
Gotta tow my dinosaur.
The new Mazda truck.
I like my dinosaur. It's a good dinosaur.
Mazda. It just feels right.
At John Nuveen and Company, we believe our strongest bond is
is human. Call your advisor about Nuveen tax-free municipal bond funds or 1-800-4-NUVEEN.
The Quick Finish Power Sander from Black & Decker. To do as much as easily, your hand would have to move at 15,000 strokes per minute and be equipped with a handy on-off switch. The Quick Finish Power Sander, a powerful gift idea from Black & Decker.
United. The airline is uniting the world with thousands of flights to cities on 5 continents. Proudly unveils a plane no bigger than your hand. It comes with McDonald's Friendly Skies meals for kids. The food kids love. Because when you're big, you should always remember the little. United. Come fly the Friendly Skies.
Trophy, college football's most prestigious honor. Who is the game's greatest player? Find out live next Saturday on NBC.
Steve Atwater has been the big gun in that secondary for the Denver defense again, working a little kink out of his knee. This sellout crowd at San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium trying to make it tough on the Denver offense. They start from the 15-yard line, leading 10-3, 2 to go in the third. Away, incomplete. He misses the tight end, Jerry Evans. Junior Seau on the coverage. Seau growing up north of San Diego in Oceanside. He and his 2 brothers slept in the garage. He says, no one knew any different. That's where you slept. He said, no tattoos, no jewelry. He said, I was a beach boy and all I wanted was my tuna fish sandwich and I was happy.
Yeah, he said we loved the beach because it was free.
He is a local hero here in San Diego. Elway to Delpino, 1 yard. Seau.
Watch Plummer on the blitz, and here's Junior Seau waiting for Delpino. Junior playing inside. They're trying to get Rod Bernstein to block on Junior Seau, and Rod Bernstein is not going to make that block.
There's the Polynesian punch. Samoan Seau didn't speak English till he was 7. But what he does in the field translates in any language. Elway goes long. Kimbrough, incomplete. Donald Frank on the coverage.
And John Elway is on the ground again.
And getting up slowly. Reggie White, number 90, as Bobby Ross says, not the Reggie White, but our Reggie White from North Carolina A&T puts the pressure on.
Elway's going to be thinking this is previous seasons here. 90 is right. He's late with the hit, but he does get there. And Elway again watches the ball sail from his back.
Tom Rowan. Darian Gordon to return, and another sensational kick by Rowan all the way back to the 30. Gordon, who has been the top mover of the football for San Diego today, returns to the 45. 15 more for him. Timeout.
Hi, Super Dave Osborne here, getting ready to roll across the country, singing the praises of these great-looking Hager wrinkle-free cotton pants. You know the ones, 100% cotton, wrinkle-free, out of the dryer, no ironing. I'll be covering more than 25,000 miles wearing these beauties. So come out and see me. I just wonder if Hager knows they're paying me by the mile. Uh-oh. Yahoo! Oh!
Hager wrinkle-free cottons. 100% cotton, 0% wrinkles.
They're still not wrinkled.
Behind every new Mazda truck is an unsurpassed 50,000-mile, 3-year basic warranty. And behind that, who knows?
Wouldn't it be great if you were stranded on a desert island with a beautiful woman named Betty? Cool. And while scouting the island, you were suddenly surrounded.
You!
But then they noticed your shoes.
You! Great one! Booga, booga!
So they gave you gifts. Keystone Light, and Keystone Dry. Specially lined for really smooth.
Bottle beer taste and care! Tweeting time!
Wouldn't great.
You're looking at the most powerful import pickup ever built. The new 4-liter V6 Mazda truck. What all the beautiful people are driving this year.
The Bills, the Eagles, a must-win game for Kelly and Company in their pursuit of Miami. Then the Chiefs, the Broncos. It's Montana versus Elway. The stakes are mile high in one of the biggest games of the season as the top two teams in the AFC West collide. An NFL doubleheader next Sunday on NBC.
John Elway, and there are the numbers that reflect the harassment. The Chargers have mustered against him 10 times contact with Elway, 4 resulting in sacks. He'll be matched up against Super Joe. So Montana and the Chiefs in Denver next Sunday here on NBC. From the 45, Humphries on first down. Underneath, incomplete, broken up by Wyman. Intended for Marion Butts.
Broken up by number 57, Dave Wyman. Stan Humphries is now lobbying the sideline for plays to call. The thing about the San Diego offense is they've got 2 wide receivers down the field, Jefferson and Butler. And then they've got that back just across the line of scrimmage. And that seems to be the only 3 guys that Stan Humphries is going to look at. He either try for the very deep stuff or just the short stuff right over the line of scrimmage.
Jefferson to the left, Barnes to the right, 2 tight ends. Ronnie Harmon in. That's Harmon in motion. They go the other way, underneath to Barnes, and he struggles to a first down at the 44 of Denver. Braxton the tackler.
Humphries pass complete to number 85, Johnny Barnes.
The motion rotates the defense away from this particular pass. Dave Wyman, 57, almost gets a hand on it, but Barnes on Braxton. This is a nice pattern. I don't know why Johnny Barnes hasn't played more up to this point in the season. I mean, they're struggling to find receivers now that Miller's hurt.
9th round pick by Bobby Beathard a year ago out of the Division II champion Hampton University team. His second catch. Delay to Butts. Again, but as soon as you can turn him to the outside, a different back, and Wyman and Fletcher get him down.
No question about it. Excellent point.
Willie Oshiden now seeing some duty at defensive end. Final seconds of the 3rd period, and the struggle to score for both teams continue. Wyman, the only touchdown maker, and will return to San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium after these messages from your local station.
Could the woman he loves be the woman who kills him?
You don't even know me.
Tim Matheson and Mimi Rogers, A Kiss to Die For, NBC Monday.
Last year, it happened to 24 everyday, ordinary people. Which means there's a good chance 24 everyday, ordinary people will win the lotto jackpot this year. And 24 next year. And the year after that. 5 years from now, there might be over 120 new lotto millionaires. So when you look at it that way, maybe you don't have to be that lucky to win lotto after all.
From the instant you begin until you're over the top, there are no words to describe it. But if you're lucky enough to try it, then you'll know what the others know. The Toyota 4x4. It's the closest thing to owning the mountain. Toyota trucks. You just gotta love them.
Sometimes I find myself one-on-one, and I'm getting hacked. Let's go. That's when I need fast feet. I need a little foot action, little foot action, little foot action. Losers out, Santa.
Oh. Nike basketball shoes for boys who've been naughty. Available at Foot Action.
You're watching News 4, home of the Broncos.
Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Welcome back to the 4th quarter. Dick Enberg with Bob Trumpy. The Denver Broncos Noting the scoreboard and the Kansas City's winning big at Seattle, trying to stay within a game of the Western Division leading Chiefs. Lead 10-3. Stan Humphries on 2nd and 10. Underneath he goes, complete to Ronnie Harmon. Tackled immediately by Lilo Lang. His first catch today.
We were told last night by Wade Phillips that they were going to try to double Ronnie Harmon as best they possibly could. They'd like to put Lilo Lang 21 on the inside. They were also hoping to get Kroll. Harmon, such a valuable asset in this fourth quarter, trailing 10-3. They got to try every way they possibly can, San Diego does, to get him the ball. Keep him in the game.
Gain of 7. Third, a short 3. Jefferson in motion. And the give on the reverse to Jefferson. Good move. And he has the first down at the 32 and a flag down on the tackle made by Elijah Alexander. Face mask against the Broncos.
Face mask, 5 yards. Number 58 of the defense, 5 yards, first down.
Stan Humphries looks like he's going to hand this thing to about 2 or 3 different people, but it's very slick the way they do that. They run Jefferson in motion away, bring him back. Well, I guess the face mask is right underneath there with Alexander. Watch the left hand of 58. Yeah, he's got a hold of it, but he lets go. So it's just the 5-yard penalty.
Takes it to the 27. Butts, the lone running back behind Humphries. Lewis and Barnes right. Jefferson left. Good play action by Humphries, and he's going long for Lewis. Caught but out of bounds. He was off the sidelines. Lewis, who had one taken away in the first half on a penalty, a 30-yard throw from Humphries.
Well, that was a nice out and up run by Nate Lewis, just thrown a little too far outside. Frank Robinson right there. Good call, no question whatsoever.
San Diego just desperately hungry for a touchdown. Look at that, only 3 all year at home. Shutout touchdowns on offense, 4 games, and again today. Handoff up the middle as they had Denver looking pass, and they went to Marion Butts up the middle.
Marion almost ran over one of his own teammates.
To the 21-yard line, where it'll be third down, about 3.5.
I like that 5.9 a rush. That's the kind of sledgehammer you want in that backfield. And certainly this spot at the 21, this has got to be for San Diego 4-down territory, trailing 10-3.
Butts behind Humphries. Jefferson left. Barnes right. Capuno in motion. Blitz on. Humphries throws to Capuno. He is to the 1 and kicks the pylon. No touchdown. Out of bounds inside the 1. Alfred Capuno, his 4th catch of the entire year. 20 yards.
He was the man in motion. Tyrone Braxton is the man in coverage. And you've got a very small defensive back and a big tight end. And you can see the difference. Capuno just absorbs the hit, gets down the field. First and goal. Atwater gets him out of bounds. Nice kick.
Kicking his own extra point.
Yes, he is.
Let's see how big a tackle Atwater's was. 4 shots from the 1. It's Means over the top. And he didn't get in. Denied at the edge of the goal line.
Secret here is the low man wins. But Mecklenburg dives across the pile, and Wyman makes the tackle. Watch Mecklenburg, 77. Just dives across the head of Hendrickson. Rondell Jones there, Shane Granette, 99.
Just inches from tying it up. Fake to Means. Humphrey.
Nobody open.
Doesn't get in. Denied right at the goal line. Darrell Hall makes the tackle.
Excuse me, Dick Papunu was the only receiver they had in the entire pattern, 86. So Stan Humphries had one choice. So Papunu was out there. Who hits him? Fletcher hits him. Rondell Jones, no, he didn't break the play, and he was down.
Yeah, and he actually had fumbled the ball, lucky to retain possession. The 11th play of the drive. Hendrickson, the linebacker, fullback to block. Means outside, touchdown! The Carolina rookie's third touchdown rushing this year. It wasn't easy for Bobby Ross's team, but it's 10-9.
Hey, these fans will go crazy here. It's only the 4th touchdown they've seen in Jack Murphy Stadium this season for the Chargers.
They're as rare as gold ingots.
They are.
Carney's tried for point to tie. Whoa. Not very pretty, but it goes through. Looked as if he hit the laces.
Good lead block by Hendrickson. A good cut inside by Means. And yes, San Diego, that's what they call a home team touchdown.
The interior of the new Honda Accord creates an open environment. It's roomy and comfortable and available in fine leather. The reinforced body is insulated to be quieter than ever. When you consider everything the new Accord has to offer, it becomes an open and shut case. The new Accord EX from Honda.
Who makes the only TV with a smart sound feature, which ensures your volume will stay at normal levels, even when something like this comes on?
Magnavox. Smart. Very smart.
Yes! No use shouting, old man.
After months of searching, a remarkable method was found that proves big pizza toppings equal big pizza taste.
I think we should just eat it.
Excellent idea.
Big chunks do mean big taste.
New chunky-style pizza from Pizza Hut. Big chunks, big taste, big idea.
There are so many people trying to figure so many ways to rip you off now that it's very hard by yourself to counter all these things.
Citibank called one night at 7 o'clock. Apparently, someone had bought 9 tickets to Vegas, gambled, and invited 9 of their best friends.
That's why, having somebody watch your back is good.
Citibank realized that I'd not made those charges, and it got taken care of.
It just makes you feel like you have an ally out there.
Just a few of the many people who rely on the security of not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by American Honda, who has been making quality cars in America for the past 11 years. By O'Doul's, it's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer. By Schick Tracer, it traces every curve on your face. And by De Beers, make this a Christmas you'll never forget. Diamonds.
The voices of hope thunder in the San Diego sky as the Chargers tie it at 10 on Means' 1-yard run. San Diego still hopeful of a late finish, which would get them in the playoffs again. Carney, deep to Russell. They'll take the touchback. The big play of that 55-yard drive that scored the equalizer was this one.
Certainly an unlikely receiver. Papuno, just his 4th catch. You see Braxton 34, the contact right there. And really, Stan Humphries is hurried. It's the only guy he's got to go to. He makes the catch and then finally out at the 1-yard line by Steve Atwater. But that was the big play.
Now here comes the master of the 4th quarter comeback. Not that this would be a comeback, but we all know about the Elway saga in the final quarter. Bernstein for 3. Chris Mims, one of the tacklers.
Dick, let me tell you, before Elway can think about his heroics, look at those numbers. Goodness.
Shut down the Broncos in the 2nd, 3rd, and here the 4th quarter.
My point was going to be his offensive line has got to protect him. He has been harassed all day long.
Russell slot left with Marshall. Russell in motion, 2nd and 7. Elway gets away from the rush and has has the sliding first down at the 33-yard line. And out comes Sean Lee, one of those chasing Elway.
That's another aspect of John Elway that very few other quarterbacks are able to employ. The ability and the willingness to run. Now, when he slides head first, Junior's not supposed to be able to hit him. Once you slide head first, you're conceding that you're all right. Sean Lee looks like he got poked in the eye.
Reggie White replaces him. First down from the 33. Elway out of the backfield to Derek Russell. And Russell, who is in motion, is tackled at the 36-yard line. Short gain. Darian Gordon on the stop.
Goodness.
San Diego owning the possession time, but managing just the 10 points. 3 in the third on the short field goal by Carney, and then the 1-yard run by Natron Means as they look at the eye of Sean Lee.
Blitz again.
And Bernstein running away from the blitz by Seau, but is hit at the 39-yard line. Plummer and Frank and Stanley Richard helping as well. Gary Plummer has had a terrific year for the Chargers, a free agent out of California.
There's Plummer right there. This is, you're going to see 55 Seau on the blitz. Plummer realizes what's going on, hustles out there even with his age. And that's part of the old guard of the San Diego Chargers and the young Chargers. Donald Frank and Stanley Richard out there to assist on the tackle.
It's been a tough hitting game, and injuries starting to mount on both sides. Timeout.
The Gulf of Mexico, where world-class fishermen like Jim come to battle the big boys.
Jim, you got one.
Yeah, hey, this calls for a celebration. How about a cold O'Doul's?
Thanks.
Only 70 calories and non-alcohol. Because out here, you never know what's biting.
When you want the refreshing taste of beer without all the alcohol, think O'Doul's. It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer.
The problem with cotton pants is they come out of the dryer with all these wrinkles. But hey, Hager wrinkle-free cottons are 100% cotton. They come out of the dryer wrinkle-free. And really, really hot.
Oh. Hager wrinkle-free cotton, 100% cotton, 0% wrinkles. At John Nuveen and Company, we believe our strongest bond is human. Call your advisor about Nuveen tax-free municipal bond funds or 1-800-4-NUVEEN. The new Accord EX Coupe. There's more horsepower. Handling and comfort are perfectly balanced. It has dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. We've taken it about as far as you can go. The new Accord EX Coupe from Honda.
Welcome back to San Diego, 10-all.
Yeah, you know, everybody in San Diego thinks the Chargers don't score at home. This is our fourth game here. We have seen San Diego score all of their touchdowns at home. 2 against Kansas City, one against Raiders, and 1 here. I mean, what do you mean they don't score at home? We've seen them all. It's got to be us.
The offense, that is. Yeah. John Kidd had a fake field goal touchdown. We're not counting in that.
So we like the way San Diego scores. A little infrequently, but for the most part, we've seen them get it in the end zone.
9 minutes to go. And in the race for the playoffs, so wide open. A critical game on both sides. The crowd now, this sellout in San Diego is with it. Elway underneath, close to the first down as Seau makes the hit. Bernstein appeared to be just shy as he went down. Let's see where they spot. Bernstein says, I got it.
Dick, I don't know who to compliment more here. I really don't. Denver's defense or San Diego's defense. Both have played spectacular football.
Well, they're two coaches that have always been very proud of that side of the ball. And defensive coordinator was Wade Phillips under Dan Reeves before taking the head job.
They got it.
Half the length of the ball.
It's Bernstein coming out of the backfield with Junior Seau in coverage. And he just lunges forward to get the first down. We haven't seen many receivers open. The biggest reception was Papunu, and that was from bouncing off coverage by Wyman Braxton.
8:25 to go. 10-10. Away to the sideline. Arthur Marshall grabbed by the shirt tail, and he fumbles the ball. San Diego has it. Stanley Richard. Richard to the 40. And the Chargers get a big break at the 38 of Denver.
Wait a minute. There's an official back here marking either he was down or that's where there's an official right where the ball was stripped loose. He's saying a forward progress.
Oh, my. That has been a treacherous sideline, some of the calls, and this crowd is going to explode negatively if this goes against San Diego. Looked to be down, didn't he?
Yes, I think it was an excellent call by the officiating crew. And of course, it's right in front of the Denver bench. I even see Pat Bolin there on the sideline, and he agrees Marshall was down. Excuse me, Russell was down. That's a good call. They're showing it on the big replay thing here.
His knee had to be down underneath
no
that
question.
power.
There's Pat Bolin on the sideline, the owner.
So it'll be 2nd down and 1 instead of the Chargers with the ball. Elway now can throw something big in here if he should choose at 2nd and just a yard. Let's take another look from this angle. Watch the knees. Watch the knees. He's down right there. He was down, bounced up.
Yeah, the ground can't cause a fumble. There's no question about that. That's an excellent call by the officiating crew.
Under 8 minutes to go. Del Pino. First down and more out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Stanley Richard makes the tackle.
Man, was that a nice move out of him. Del Pino, that great sight of those instinctive running backs that you always see. He gets outside there on Darren Carrington, gives him a little juke, and that's just enough to get him to the outside and pick up the first down.
Elway sends Russell and Shannon left. Marshall right. Out of the shotgun. Gets away from pressure, and Blaze Winter makes the tackle. That'll be a sack at the 42, the 5th San Diego sack today. They have not exactly piled up big numbers this year, although they did last. They had only 23 coming in.
Dick, at the very end of this play, I think John Elway is going to lateral this thing to Rod Bernstein. You see Reggie White flushes him. When he looks out there, I think he was going to try to get it out to Bernstein. John Elway never gives up on a play.
Blaze Winter, understandably elated. That's his first sack of the year. 2nd and 11. Elway to Marshall. First down at the 27-yard line. In front of Brian Davis, the veteran from Nebraska. Former Washington Redskin, number 31.
Here's John Elway, so calm and cool. 4th quarter, game on the line. Perfect strike. I mean, I don't know what it is about him in the 4th quarter, but he doesn't seem to miss, does he? And I think all the players realize if I run any kind of pattern, Elway will get it to me.
Now in field goal range. Game tied at 10, 6:20 to go. This is Bernstein. Cuts back. Gets a couple out of a limited opportunity, and there's Blaze Winter and Seau to make another tackle. Winter's slow getting up. More tired than hurt. In comes Milburn. Out goes Bernstein.
He's the guy they'd like to get it to in situations like this. 2nd and long.
goes long and wide open. Del Pino. Oh, my. Del Pino had lost Junior Seau and was open.
That would have been a miraculous catch. The hardest ones are when they come right straight over your head. And that was the situation with Del Pino as he's fading away. If John throws that a couple of yards inside, Del Pino can adjust to it. Bernstein on the sideline. Oh, and Steve Antonopoulos, the Broncos trainer, standing right next to him. I guess Bernstein is all right, but almost.
12th play of this drive. Elway 14 for 30 in the game. 3rd and 8. Incomplete to Shannon Sharp with a play made by James Fuller. Now the pressure falls on place kicker Jason Elam.
Dick, this has been a beautifully executed defensive game on both sides of the ball. This has been fun to watch. Yeah, it's been a struggle for both Denver and San Diego offensively, but this is defense at its finest on both sides.
42-yard attempt by Elam. It is no good. Wide to the right. Took some yellow paint as it went by, just wide. Elam trying to help it in.
Body English never works on a football. It never works on a golf ball either.
Looked good from that angle. It remains tied at
10. Since your face can't adjust to your razor should adjust to your face, which is exactly why we designed the Schick Tracer. The Schick Tracer is the only razor with blades that bend and flex to the unique shape of your face. So the Tracer gets in close for a clean, comfortable shave. And since you can't change your face, maybe you should change your razor. Schick, we're changing the face of shaving.
There is a sound you'll hear in the triangle below Canal Street. It's the sound of German being spoken by those who are moved by the art. In your town, America, and the world, Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
You can see Wayne's World 2 at theaters soon and head for McDonald's Holiday Film Festival for the classic children's video Charlotte's Web. It's just $5.99 when you buy any large sandwich. But hurry, what you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
The interior of the Honda Civic was developed with a sunblock to help protect the fabric from fading and cracking over the life of the car. So while you may have a limit on your time in the sun, the Civic doesn't. See you tomorrow.
Rod Bernstein, most of all, wants to win at San Diego against his former teammates. The 42-yard field goal wide, and here's Ronnie Harmon. From the 24 out to about the 28-yard line where Steve Atwater makes still another tackle, assisted by Dave Wyman. Wade Phillips, son of Bum. Still talks to his dad, Bum Phillips, the colorful former coach of the Oilers and Saints, every week.
Wade is like Bum in that he doesn't get too fired up with a loss, too fired up with a win.
Yeah, the player said he's just been amazed how he's handled the losses compared to the previous 10 years. Humphreys knocked down by Simon Fletcher. That's another one for him. Maybe Greg Cragen. Cragen was in the mix as well. Natron Means appeared to be the receiver. There's a fellow that every coach we talk to that plays against Denver talks about Greg Cragen. They all think he's great.
He's not big either. Not big at all for playing nose tackle. And he's one of those guys with great activity and technique. He handles centers that are a lot bigger than he is every single game.
He told us he worries about being cut every practice. Sure. He's that kind of player as a free agent out of Utah State. Humphreys Incomplete. Nate Lewis. Fans want interference on Braxton.
Braxton has been busy today. He's been involved in a lot of plays, a lot of coverage, a lot of close calls.
And Denver with plenty of time, 4.5 minutes, will get the ball on the punt from Kidd. The first time today, Denver uses 3 men back on the punt with Milburn at the 25. End over end kick, and Milburn on the run at return of it. Breaks one tackle at the 35. Pope missed him and gets out to the 44, where Floyd Fields makes the stop. Timeout, 4:21 to go.
Images presented by Honda. The game of football is a part of their very nature. It is mirrored and reflected within their faces. At a glance, one can tell this man is a football player.
It comes with dual airbags. It meets 1997 Federal Side Impact Standards. It has anti-lock brakes. Even the air conditioning refrigerant is environmentally friendly. The new Accord EX from Honda. A car everything can appreciate.
Braun Flex Control. The first electric shaver with a pivoting head. It automatically adjusts to every contour of your face. Flex Control from Braun. Braun, the last word in shavers.
How do I like my steak? How do I like my steak? Bold. Eye-opening. Spicy. It gets you here, and it gets you right here. A1 Bold. Yeah, that's what I'm in the mood for.
Original A1 and new A1 Bold. They're how steak is done. Tonight, trapped in raging waters, see the rescue, meet the survivor.
I've looked death in the face and said not today.
New stories, new adventures, eyewitness video, NBC tonight.
And a reminder, after Eyewitness Video tonight, hosted by John Forsythe, you'll see another adventure of Sequest, and then Michael J. Fox and James Wood star in an action thriller, The Hard Way, all tonight on NBC.
This game offensively has been the hard way.
Bobby Beathard, the general manager of the Brain Trust. Only 6 players remain from the team prior to 1990, 3 years before Beathard arrived. Tied at 10, Bernstein, the former Charger, to the 49-yard line. Nearly 5 yards on the pickup. Richard and Pope make the tackle.
Well, you can see San Diego, Dick, is putting a lot of stock in the blitz here. They've got just one guy back. If Bernstein can break that tackle, he's still running.
Well, Bill Arnsparger's defense has been very tough against the rush. Second in the league, in fact, and second to Pittsburgh in average yards per rush, only 3.2. Bernstein having trouble hearing Elway. It's his call. And he gets to the 50 and fights to the 49, almost the 48. Good effort by Bernstein before Leslie O'Neal and Blaze Winters make the stop. Richie White there as well.
And again, the safety forcing the line of scrimmage, not giving Rod Bernstein any place to bounce outside. Stanley Richard was outside, made him hesitate slightly. They catch up with him on the inside. What a defensive performance.
Third, 3.5. Yeah, they've sold over 20,000 videos of those comebacks up in the Denver area. He goes long, but Marshall, whoa, did he catch it? No. Almost took it away from Darian Gordon. What an effort by Arthur Marshall. That was ballet-like in midair.
Man. Dick, first things first, San Diego again comes with a blitz. And so Elway has got no choice but to just throw the thing up in the air. And the receiver almost comes down with it. This is a remarkable effort. This is almost a catch. Wow.
Yeah, Gordon used his head, or his helmet in that case.
That's some athleticism.
Ruin hits another beautiful spiral toward the coffin corner, knocked down.
That's legal.
And out of bounds as it goes to San Diego. It's legal for the ball to be advanced, Brian Davis, but if he fumbles, that's a free ball. He fumbles out of bounds.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He was standing out of bounds when he touched the football, but if this is an excellent job by the Denver player. He thinks he's at the goal line.
Kimbrough.
Yeah, now, Davis can't lose anything no matter what happens here. Penalties or anything, they're going to get it back at that spot because it's called illegal touching. But it goes out of bounds.
Oh, Davis, the veteran who been in the Super Bowl with the Redskins when they beat Denver, in fact, 42-10. So from the 5-yard line, Humphreys and a struggling offense goes to work. It's been a day for the defense. How will it finally end? Less than 3 minutes to go. Natron Means. Off tackle. And out to the 12, the 13-yard line, and he was one block away from something really special.
Now, Dick, Denver should start using their timeouts now. They've got 3 left. They got to save some time for their offense, no matter how many yards are gained here. There's 2:47. You can't wait until the 2-minute warning to start using your 3 timeouts.
Gain of 8.
You've got San Diego in bad field position here. You want to keep them here as best you possibly can.
Humphreys going to throw on 2nd and 2. Incomplete to Harmon, and well covered by Lilo Lang. If that ball's on the money, Lang has it in the end zone.
And they just did Denver a big favor. Stop the clock, bad field position, still 3rd down and about 2.5, 3 yards.
And there again, as has been the case all day, 2nd and 2, why not go for the first down, run it? You've got your timeouts, you got the 2-minute warning. Now it's 3rd and 2, and if you misfire here, Denver's going to have plenty of time and the ball.
That's the idea.
Easy to coach from up here, isn't it?
Yeah, always has been.
Humphreys now will spend a timeout with 2:18 to go. And a critical 3rd and 2 call coming up.
This holiday season, more people will trust Napa to keep their vehicles running and to give them the savings they're looking for. Like this Napa toy truck with real truck sounds, just $16.99. A 10-amp Napa battery charger is just $29.99 after rebate. And these assorted Evercraft tools are only $9.99. So drive by or fly by your nearest Napa Auto Parts store today.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Welcome back with 2:18 to go, tied at 10, and the aerial shots of today's game being provided by the MetLife Blimp. Snoopy 1 cruising at an altitude of 1,000 feet, looking down into that athletic jewel box. John Elway and Stan Humphreys certainly have had to struggle for every yard today. And now 2 yards for Stan Humphreys that are really critical, or they're going to have to punt and give Denver great field position. And Humphreys going to throw on 3rd and 2. And has Lewis and a first down at the 21. Oh, my. Frank Robinson made the tackle. It's going to tick down to the 2-minute timeout.
Well, good protection for Stan Humphreys here. And Harmon is in the game, and they blitz Kroll, and they keep him in. I think Harmon was going to be a part of that pattern, but this is a key reception by Nate Lewis. He goes in motion, just deep enough to make the first down reception. Nice throw.
Working on Charles Zimri's replacement, Frank Robinson. Timeout.
What's he doing? Better humor him.
Okay, I'm here to show you the new Panasonic Palmcorder camcorder with digital image stabilizer.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
It helps hold the picture steady even when your hand shakes this much. And Palmcorder tapes can play in any VHS recorder. So why buy a camcorder whose tapes can't play in your VCR?
I don't know.
The choice is obvious. The Panasonic Palmcorder. Its tapes will play in your VCR.
Your world is about to become a little smaller. Those important to you a whole lot closer. Because now, across the U.S. and Canada, leading cellular communication companies have come together to create the most extensive cellular service ever. So now, staying in touch is as simple as a phone call.
Hello?
I've been waiting for your call.
Introducing Mobile Link. To order service, call 1-800-995-4000.
It was a place where a man could start over.
That's Wyatt Earp. Made a name for himself as a peace officer. I heard of you. I'm retired.
You must be Doc Holliday. You retired too?
Not me. I'm in my prime.
They say every town has a story. Tombstone has a legend. Tombstone, rated R. Starts Saturday, December 25th at a theater near you.
These are the times when the heartbeat quickens for those individuals, those place kickers. John Carney on the near sidelines and rookie Jason Elam across the way for Denver. Ronnie Harmon in, first down, 2 minutes to go. San Diego 2 timeouts left. Denver has all 3 from the 21. Humphreys. Down the sideline to Jefferson. Incomplete. And that was the defensive effort of Ronnie Bradford, a rookie from Colorado, picked up on waivers from Miami.
Play was completely busted. Humphreys rolls out. This is almost a completion. Again, Braxton, we've seen him in the picture every time we go down the field. That ball should have been caught.
Well, but Bradford's distraction more than anything else denied Sean Jefferson, who shows at times extraordinary promise, but too often doesn't pull in the big catch.
Bradford probably screamed at him. They do that to you.
Second down. Caught by Lewis. He's been the busy man with Anthony Miller out most of the game with a back problem. Braxton and Bradford the tackle, 14 yards, 1:40 left. 14 yards. Lewis now leading the Chargers with 5 catches, 56 yards, plus a touchdown of 30 yards called back on penalty. Humphreys. Was it a catch? Yes! Johnny Barnes, how did he keep his feet in bounds?
Oh, Dick, that was a thing of beauty. His legs just go dead. You need both feet in the NFL. Watch his legs. Catches it. They just go dead. Oh, beautifully done by Barnes. That takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, they were both there.
No question. Excellent call. Huge reception.
It's the part of the game and the talent of these athletes that you just continue to marvel at. Go out and try it someday. Try to see where the sideline is and know where those feet are going to be. 10-10. Humphreys underneath the Hunt. Hit immediately by Lilo Lang, who's been his shadow most of the day. And with 1:18 to go, San Diego will spend its second timeout. Crowd today in attendance of 60,233. Over 63,000 tickets were sold to sell out at the Murph. And they've been treated to a very interesting game, although not with a lot of offensive excitement. 10-all, defenses dominating, but Stan Humphreys starting a drive at his own 5-yard line, and Bobby Ross's team has moved to the Denver 43-42, second down and 2. 1:18 to go. Humphreys, complete. Tight end Walker, first down at the 30. They're in field goal range.
This kind of play is reserved for John Elway, not Stan Humphreys.
1 minute to go. 11 yards on that play. To the sidelines. Whoa! His sixth catch and a penalizing tackle by Frank Robinson. Punished him with 40 seconds.
Plenty of time. Humphreys is handling this very nicely. Not panicking, no real hurry.
Denying Denver a chance to do anything, using up all the available time. throwing. Out of bounds, out of harm's way. Robinson of Denver, the nearest player. 24 seconds to go. Welcome those of you who have seen the Marcus Allen, Joe Montana show from Seattle. Kansas City winning 31-16. That's John Carney warming up at 10-all tie. Final seconds here at San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium. Dick Enberg with Bob Trumpy. Defense, defense, defense. But Stan Humphries, in the final minutes, starting from his own 5-yard line, has taken San Diego to the 27. Carney is 1 for 3 field goal tries today. This is the 11th play of the drive. 23 seconds to go. To Harmon. Ronnie Harmon. Tackled at the 16 by Simon Fletcher and Ronnie Bradford. That is San Diego's last timeout. It's on the foot of John Carney to win.
Harmon breaks three tackles here, Dick. Just a swing out of the backfield. Atwater can't get him. Simon Fletcher can't get him. He keeps struggling. Robinson misses him. And finally, Bradford gets him on the ground.
Wade Phillips' defense was designed to double team Ronnie Harmon. They've done a great job all day until this drive. John Elway, who has authored so many amazing fourth quarter comebacks, has been iced on the sidelines. Couldn't get in. As Humphries leads this long drive, and now Carney sets up line of scrimmage, the 16. It'll be around 33, 34 yards.
By the way, you did not see a graphic mistake. He did try a 56-yard field goal in the first quarter and missed it.
It's going to be 34 yards. Remember, he missed a field goal against Chicago that could have tied the game. He had 2 blocked that could have beaten Kansas City here. So this isn't automatic, and there are a lot of things going through young John Carney's mechanism.
As a matter of fact, John Carney, he wears the earplug, so he doesn't have to worry about distractions.
That started back at Notre Dame when he went to Air Force. Didn't like what the Flyers said up there. Well, tonight, right after the game, Eastern Time, and in the Central Time Zone, eyewitness videos, Sequest, and a thriller, The Hard Way, starring Michael J. Fox and James Woods. Those shows seen at their regularly scheduled times here in the West. Sam Ano will be the snapper as Denver uses a timeout just to let Carney think. Man who broke Morton Anderson's short-lived record of 25 straight field goals with 29 this year. Elway hoping there's overtime. But this to win 34 yards. And to put San Diego back in the playoff picture. 13-10 Chargers. Chargers 3 seconds away now from victory. Stan Humphries got him in position, and Carney drilled it through from 34.
And if you just joined us and you weren't able to see all of this game, if you like defensive football, you missed a great one. Bobby Beathard likes any kind of football that produces a W. By the way, Bobby Ross's dad, Leonard, is here in San Diego. We showed him earlier. Dad's got to be a good luck charm.
Wade Phillips looking at that one with his heart.
He knows.
John Elway under a defensive attack, blitzed on almost every play, was the scheme for Bill Arnsparker. With 3 seconds left, the clock starts as soon as it's touched by a receiving player. So Carney will not kick it into the end zone. He'll skid one low. Be tough for Denver to be able to get the ball and to play from scrimmage. play. Milburn still going. And out of bounds, San Diego has the victory. Chargers 6-6. Their hopes for playoffs still alive. And now a time for the Hager wrinkle-free Cotton Super Play of the game. Wyman, the only touchdown of the game for Denver on a fake field goal. John Carney from 34 is the Hager play of the game, and a 13-10 win. And continuing coverage of NFL action on NBC.
And it'll be a